Can you prepare 1 week in advance? Can you prepare 1 week in advance? Get out of here. Get out of here. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. The man at the bar was telling a funny joke. Should we be salespeople in the afternoon? Should we be salespeople in the afternoon? Is your grandfather a vocalist? Is your grandfather a vocalist? He did not exercise regularly, so he gained weight. He did not exercise regularly, so he gained weight. He would become a manager one day. He would become a manager one day. I'm not sure how to say this in English. I'm not sure how to say this in English. Have you been listening to music all day? Have you been listening to music all day? His comment was irrelevant to our conversation. His comment was irrelevant to our conversation. Correctly. Correctly. I have too much pride. I have too much pride. She is knitting a sweater. She is knitting a sweater. This is great. This is great. Can I use my loyalty card for online orders? Can I use my loyalty card for online orders? The plan was discussed at the meeting. The plan was discussed at the meeting. He sold his old clothes. He sold his old clothes. His grandfather was a recruiter. His grandfather was a recruiter. Take food. Take food. To separate. To separate. He will work on his project all night. He will work on his project all night. If you don't hurry, you will miss the train. If you don't hurry, you will miss the train. Having goals is important. Having goals is important. I will be available after 13. I will be available after 13. He went on a trip with his friends. He went on a trip with his friends. He decided to take a photography course. He decided to take a photography course. I won't go out if it's muddy. I won't go out if it's muddy. What time is your flight? What time is your flight? He had already left the airport when I came to pick him up. He had already left the airport when I came to pick him up. The only source of truth. The only source of truth. Musicians will perform at a music festival. Musicians will perform at a music festival. Okay, then I don't do anything. Okay, then I don't do anything. We played board games with our friends. We played board games with our friends. Tony played guitar last year. Tony played guitar last year. Were your cousins tailors? Were your cousins tailors? They envy your success. They envy your success. Don't we solve it often? Don't we solve it often? He had read the book twice before recommending it to me. He had read the book twice before recommending it to me. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings? I wish I didn't have to deal with this problem. I wish I didn't have to deal with this problem. He will play football. He will play football. So far, so good. So far, so good. Were his grandchildren ministers? Were his grandchildren ministers? Our granddaughter was the nanny. Our granddaughter was the nanny. The horse the cowboy rode was wild and untamed. The horse the cowboy rode was wild and untamed. Are they starting a war? Are they starting a war? I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. Weaken the foundations. Weaken the foundations. Have you ever tried bungee jumping? Have you ever tried bungee jumping? They love to travel and explore new places. They love to travel and explore new places. He said he won the match. He said he won the match. Almost 6. Almost 6. We must obey the traffic rules while driving. We must obey the traffic rules while driving. Can it fit? Can it fit? The animals in the zoo are well taken care of. The animals in the zoo are well taken care of. He should not eat too much junk food. He should not eat too much junk food. Are their stepdaughters a pharmacist? Are their stepdaughters a pharmacist? He hopes to find a new job soon. He hopes to find a new job soon. If you had locked the door, the thief would not have entered. If you had locked the door, the thief would not have entered. We can't besiege after 4 nights. We can't besiege after 4 nights. Negative. Negative. Can I get some help carrying these foods? Can I get some help carrying these foods? They are skateboarding in the park. They are skateboarding in the park. I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend, she said. I'm going to visit my grandparents this weekend, she said. The deep-sea diving team has discovered a new species of fish. The deep-sea diving team has discovered a new species of fish. You must arrive at the meeting on time. You must arrive at the meeting on time. If you watch this movie, it has a very impressive plot. If you watch this movie, it has a very impressive plot. Is my grandson a gardener? Is my grandson a gardener? I didn't burn at noon. I didn't burn at noon. Uncertainty. Uncertainty. I don't know. How do I say it in English? I don't know. How do I say it in English? We will change. We will change. The boy seen running in the park is my cousin. The boy seen running in the park is my cousin. They were talking about it on the phone. They were talking about it on the phone. Shouldn't sing. Shouldn't sing. Birds fly in the sky. Birds fly in the sky. Is there a babysitting section in the store? Is there a babysitting section in the store? As you see, Tom wants to go to Japan. Tom wants to go to Japan. We're throwing a party on Saturday. We're throwing a party on Saturday. We can draw now. We can draw now. English is the language of the internet. English is the language of the internet. How often do you eat out? How often do you eat out? How was your night? How was your night? If they called me, I would answer the phone. If they called me, I would answer the phone. Do you have any discounts or special offers? Do you have any discounts or special offers? What is your address? What is your address? He was now an inspector. He was now an inspector. The event will take place next week. The event will take place next week. The cafe around the corner is more popular than the cafe across the street. The cafe around the corner is more popular than the cafe across the street. They are playing basketball in the park. They are playing basketball in the park. Single. Single. You were always the answer. You were always the answer. I had known him since high school before I got married. I had known him since high school before I got married. The company is improving its customer service. The company is improving its customer service. Bargain. Bargain. Can it start? Can it start? He may come. He may come. Can I finish 4 days ago? Can I finish 4 days ago? Didn't you diversify? Didn't you diversify? It is important to be kind to others. It is important to be kind to others. You never forget important dates. You never forget important dates. He won't be back at dawn. He won't be back at dawn. We used to live in that house when I was a kid. We used to live in that house when I was a kid. I have to go to bed early tonight. I have to go to bed early tonight. Didn't settle in 3 weeks ago? Didn't settle in 3 weeks ago? One, I will go out if it is not cloudy. One, I will go out if it is not cloudy. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. Was your aunt the chef? Was your aunt the chef? I can't believe you said such a thing. I can't believe you said such a thing. He couldn't find his car keys. He couldn't find his car keys. Sandwich stuffing. Sandwich stuffing. Soon not a pathologist? Soon not a pathologist? He hates spiders. He hates spiders. Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good effort. Even if it's not perfect, it's still a good effort. Wants to stay here. Wants to stay here. They plan to visit their grandparents next weekend. They plan to visit their grandparents next weekend. I am sure they will win the match. I am sure they will win the match. Stop your car. Stop your car. He will fix the car engine. He will fix the car engine. He goes to the park to play. He goes to the park to play. I have to skip to another meeting. I have to skip to another meeting. I shouldn't be a daily curator. I shouldn't be a daily curator. You'll be interested in 4 centuries. You'll be interested in 4 centuries. Were my relatives babysitters? Were my relatives babysitters? They didn't become writers every year. They didn't become writers every year. Are we kissing after 1 month? Are we kissing after 1 month? My brother sends his regards to you. My brother sends his regards to you. I can reply after 3 days. I can reply after 3 days. My favorite band is playing tonight. My favorite band is playing tonight. The specialist will come to talk to you about your treatment options. The specialist will come to talk to you about your treatment options. He guessed the answer was 12. He guessed the answer was 12. Should he play in the afternoon? Should he play in the afternoon? We lie at dawn. We lie at dawn. Get bored. Get bored. Can I start? Can I start? Must be challenged. Must be challenged. He doesn't eat sugar. He doesn't eat sugar. We may not leave 10 years. We may not leave 10 years. The iron is too hot for this fabric. The iron is too hot for this fabric. Is this the right bus for the city center? Is this the right bus for the city center? The company will hire new employees next year. The company will hire new employees next year. At the end of the day, they will have finished their homework. At the end of the day, they will have finished their homework. Shouldn't I be a noon paramedic? Shouldn't I be a noon paramedic? We weren't close for 5 weekends before. We weren't close for 5 weekends before. The stars are shining in the clear sky. The stars are shining in the clear sky. Related to. Related to. He doesn't speak French, does he? He doesn't speak French, does he? She was shopping for groceries at the supermarket. She was shopping for groceries at the supermarket. We were determined to finish the project until the very end. We were determined to finish the project until the very end. The company is looking for a new IT manager. The company is looking for a new IT manager. There is a risk of getting lost. There is a risk of getting lost. Where do you need to go when you arrive at the airport? Where do you need to go when you arrive at the airport? The company was losing money last year. The company was losing money last year. The bus driver was very professional. The bus driver was very professional. Have you ever tried bungee jumping? Have you ever tried bungee jumping? You must turn in your homework on time, said the professor. You must turn in your homework on time, said the professor. Should I be a blogger after 5 days? Should I be a blogger after 5 days? I always go to school on Saturday night. I always go to school on Saturday night. Was her brother-in-law the janitor? Was her brother-in-law the janitor? I have to finish reading this book tonight. I have to finish reading this book tonight. May I taste your dessert, please? May I taste your dessert, please? If it snowed, we would have a snowball fight. If it snowed, we would have a snowball fight. Pricing. Pricing. He's going to cook for us tonight. He's going to cook for us tonight. Not commented now? Not commented now? Could this be a potential solution? Could this be a potential solution? Our cousins are announcers. Our cousins are announcers. I want to take dance lessons. I want to take dance lessons. Was your grandchild an educator? Was your grandchild an educator? The enemy was huge and it was very difficult to engage in combat. The enemy was huge and it was very difficult to engage in combat. Who opened the door? Who opened the door? I'm not sure if I feel good or not. I'm not sure if I feel good or not. I may not be a journalist every month. I may not be a journalist every month. I'll take out the trash later. I'll take out the trash later. If we had bought the tickets earlier, we wouldn't have paid this much. If we had bought the tickets earlier, we wouldn't have paid this much. Do not forget to water the plants regularly. Do not forget to water the plants regularly. He is more mature than his classmates. He is more mature than his classmates. We were saving money for the holidays. We were saving money for the holidays. Finding a job is difficult. Finding a job is difficult. Do they mean? Do they mean? Which cinema? Which cinema? I need some time to think about it. I need some time to think about it. Later they will play football in the park. Later they will play football in the park. I think we should delegate this task to someone else. I think we should delegate this task to someone else. I play video games on the weekends. I play video games on the weekends. I like beer, but I don't like the taste. I like beer, but I don't like the taste. Can you help me solve this riddle? Can you help me solve this riddle? Then you need to invest. Then you need to invest. They bought new running shoes to participate in the marathon. They bought new running shoes to participate in the marathon. Do you want me to stay? Do you want me to stay? He does not agree with the decision. He does not agree with the decision. Are there any special promotions today? Are there any special promotions today? How about going to the museum on Saturday? How about going to the museum on Saturday? Shouldn't you be putting 4 weekends back? Shouldn't you be putting 4 weekends back? His family was merchants. His family was merchants. We were listening to music and accompanying. We were listening to music and accompanying. A sandwich would be great. A sandwich would be great. Shouldn't you deny it? Shouldn't you deny it? This painting is very valuable to me. This painting is very valuable to me.